100 Russian tanks and APCs burned on a tiny patch of land near Dobropillia. That stretch of Ukrainian soil is now known as the Green Mile. The assault starts in typical fashion with an intense artillery barrage. But it's not the shelling that surprises the Ukrainian units holding the line. The twist this time is the use of a new type of assault tank, the Shaggy Tanks. They're nearly impossible to destroy, and they're built so that the extra armor doesn't interfere with turret rotation. You're about to see this design in action. They advance toward Ukrainian positions in small groups of 3 to 5 tanks from different directions. At first glance, especially through drone footage, they look like regular tanks with cages, the kind you've seen in our earlier videos, but they're not. So what makes a Shaggy tank different? There's no special troop capsule or ramp, because these aren't made to transport infantry. They are the assault element, capable of operating solo or in a convoy. Before we show whether Ukrainian forces managed to stop the Shaggy tanks, hit like and subscribe. Otherwise, YouTube's algorithm won't show this to others who need to see it. Ukrainian drone operators engage the convoy. But the drones either fall near the Shaggy tanks due to EW interference, or their shaped charges fail to penetrate the armor because of the hundreds of metal rods sticking out and the dreadlocks of chains and cables hanging everywhere. That's exactly why Shaggy tanks aren't afraid of drones. Their job is the opposite, to attract as many Ukrainian drones as possible, while pushing forward with a mine roller and breaching dense Ukrainian defenses so other vehicles can pass through. So what do the Ukrainians do? First, artillery comes into play, but hitting a moving tank is extremely difficult. Still, the first Shaggy tank gets hit. But finishing it off takes a whole swarm of drones. Another Shaggy tank is taken out, and again, it takes dozens of drones to burn through the armor. Another convoy gets stuck at a natural obstacle, and the Shaggy tanks along with other vehicles become perfect targets for drones. It looks like the heavy cage structure reduces mobility so badly, even a small puddle becomes an obstacle. The crews of the tanks that got stuck and the infantry riding in the BTRS scatter and hide in the tree line. Ukrainian drone operators are forced to waste time tracking them down and finishing them off. While this massacre is still unfolding, leave a comment. Do you agree that these massive cages are a mistake, making tanks too heavy and killing their maneuverability? Just got hit! But look, while we and Ukrainian drones were chasing Russians through the woods, the first Shaggy tank managed to break into the village. Drones don't scare it. They explode, but barely scratch it. The Shaggy tank opens fire on Ukrainian positions using direct aim. It might seem like a slow and clumsy machine, but underneath all that armor is a T-80 BVM. Its gunner sees targets like he's watching TV, a stabilized sighting system, thermal imaging, laser rangefinder, all giving a clear picture even through dust or darkness. The ballistic computer adjusts the shot in seconds. Add an autoloader to the mix. The Shaggy tank can fire 6 to 8 rounds per minute, instantly switching targets. For anyone hiding in bunkers or concrete shelters, this means one thing: the shelter stops being a shelter. It just faked us, but we got lucky. So far, the Russian plan seems to be working. Shaggy tanks are pushing through minefields not only on roads but across open fields. Right behind them, armored convoys with standard cages burst into the gray zone, carrying infantry. The convoys come in fast and from multiple directions. Dozens of Ukrainian drones, waiting for them in the sky. Bearing 260, course 2, fire. If not for the Kropiva system, Ukrainian artillery and drones simply wouldn't be able to keep up with Russian movements. Kropiva is the brain of Ukrainian artillery. It's not a corporate product. It was built by soldiers and volunteers. At its core is a map that updates target coordinates in real time. The gunner sees the target, the commander gives the order. Kropiva calculates everything, and within seconds the shell is on its way. What used to take minutes now takes seconds. The Green Mile is turning into a boiling cauldron. But there are just too many targets, so part of one convoy reaches the village and manages to unload infantry before being destroyed. The drones are doing their job, but they need backup on the ground. 2 Ukrainian tanks are sent in to clear the village. They literally demolish the houses where Russians are holed up. But it's not just Ukrainian drones circling above the Green Mile. The tanks do their job fast and roll back just as fast. Meanwhile, what's left of a second Russian convoy breaks through the Green Mile and reaches the outskirts of Mirnograd. The name of this city literally means peaceful town. But a few Russian APCs carrying assault troops break through to the residential areas on the eastern side, and the name quickly loses its meaning. They pushed in too deep. There's hardly a chance for any of them to survive. Still, the Russian command sees this whole operation, launched by the Shaggy Tanks, as a success. So they send in light infantry next, riding motorbikes and trucks. If you don't follow orders, if you refuse your missions, I swear on my mother and my children, I'll personally shoot each and every one of you. You're all in this now. You animals. All of you. Except that one man. The rest, animals. Their task? To blaze through the Green Mile and hold the village. They race through fire and smoke from burning vehicles. In the brush along the road, their wounded comrades lie screaming for help. The dead stay silent. But the silence of the dead is louder than the roar of motorcycle engines. So every one of them knows what's waiting ahead. YouTube doesn't allow us to show all the footage from this assault. And we have to be selective with what we show from the aftermath. But you already know what happened here. I can't get across the open. They're all breaded. A small group of light infantry actually makes it. Not everything can be done with drones, so the clearing is carried out by Ukrainian special forces. House by house. As you can see, every Ukrainian house has its own war story. And while that clearing operation continues, a fresh batch of Russians is being sent to the front. In the workshops near the front lines, new grill cage models are being built. There's still no better protection from drones. Ukrainian fighters say this war changes every single day. You can feel it even after just a week's leave. Each day brings a new invention and a new tragedy. Subscribe and watch history being rewritten in real time.